And the first thing she said to me when she finally spoke to me on Waitangi Day in 2020 was, "Why didn't you take me too?" We have a large, unique family. We have 5 of our own kids, plus 3 extras. My 2 nieces and my nephew live with us.
Danica is the outgoing, non-stop force of nature.
She has a strong moral compass.
Very, very strong.
Azarra's more the academic one in the family. She's got a real hunger for knowledge and just will devour books like most kids would devour chocolate. And at 7 years old decided she wanted to be a lawyer, and still at 12 years old wants to be a lawyer and is working towards doing that.
My family is really fun and creative to be around. They're enjoyable to hang out with and they can be really helpful.
Ellie's probably our more sensitive, creative one. She's definitely the most empathetic. She's like an emotional sponge. So she can generally read a room and tell you what everyone in the room is feeling.
My parents are fun to hang out with and I like spending alone time with them.
I think it was 6 years ago when Ellie must have been at Frankton and decided she wanted to play netball. Robyn signed me up to coach, keeping in mind that I had never had anything to do with netball prior to that because I come from a very strong rugby background. Every year I've been suckered into coaching the girls. This year I'm coaching all 3. We've got 3 different teams. And Robyn manages the teams and umpires most of the games.
We really enjoy it.
Yeah, netball mad now.
And it's a good way for us to spend quality time with the kids as well.
Playing netball, I really enjoy being in the team. I like hanging out with my friends. I'm also a bit competitive, so I quite like winning in netball.
You could make some new friends with the other teams, and I like to shoot goals because it's fun.
So the 3 extras are my sister's children. There's been a lot of neglect within their family life before they came to us, and that neglect is a result of severe drug abuse. Ataleah had to step up and be a mum to her siblings. Their normal was to spend most days inside with the curtains closed, the house all shut up, just watching movies or playing Xbox 18-20 hours a day. For my nephew, it was normal to go to bed at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. As much help as the parents were offered, the drugs were always just more important. Due to excessive drug use, my sister had a massive stroke. Ataleah came home from school and her brother came up to her and said, "Mum's been falling down all day and now she can't get out of bed." When the ambulance arrived, they made a notification to Orangi Tamariki about the state of the house. Ataleah, in her persistence, kept finding me on Facebook. Every time her mum would take her phone away or shut her Facebook account, she'd start a new one and she'd find me all over again. And so when OT called me, we went to go and try and get the kids, but by that stage their dad was there. And when I saw the state of the kids and the state of the house, that's when my husband and I decided we were going to get a lawyer. Then my niece got in contact with me again. I didn't actually think about it from her point of view. But Ataleah got really angry at me when we took her sister. Not because we took her sister, but because we left her there. She said, "I don't want to be here. I need to get out of here. If I stay here, I'm not going to survive." The 10th of February at 2:30 in the morning, they were finally in our care. And then things really changed from that point on. David, he's got such a mechanical mind. Like, he can do stuff with Lego that I could spend months trying to learn how to do and I just wouldn't be able to put it together. He's not afraid to speak up. And even if he's got a whole classroom of kids disagreeing with him, he will stick to his guns and be like, "Well, no, I don't agree with you guys."
They've made my life better and they've believing in me when I try out in different sports and different games and food. Getting new stuff for me and my sisters.
Ataleah, she comes across as a really tough cookie on the outside, but she's quite sensitive. And she's a bit like Ellie. She can read what people are feeling. She doesn't like people to see what she's feeling. She's had a really hard life of having to grow up too quickly. And from a really young age, she had to take on a parenting role, not just for her siblings, but for her parents as well. Even though she's only 15, she does have this maturity beyond her years.
They take an interest in my life and sports and school and actually care about my education, unlike my mum.
I definitely had to get really creative really quickly when the kids came. And in my mind, I was like, well, I can just not pay this week and that will get us extra money for groceries, and then I can pay that next week and I'll skip that one instead. And, you know, trying to work out which bills you're going to alternate to try and pay for things like food. And then going, well, which one of my kids am I going to have a chat to and explain to them that it's not your turn this year. Yep. Maybe next year you can do it and one of your sisters can sit out. Like, that's not a conversation any mum wants to have with their kids, especially when they're passionate about doing something. You want to make sure they can do it. You know, last year when it came to netball, Azarra was the one who put her hand up and said, Mum, I don't have to play. I can sit it this year.
A lot of us have young families here, and it's been really humbling actually, being able to give these girls support. It really touches home to, you know, understand that, you know, you want to give your children the best and you want to do everything you can for them, and sometimes if there's barriers it can be really difficult to be able to do that.
The key values of Terra Consultants would be, we like to put family first. It's really important for us as a business to recognise the pressures that family and family life can have, and the balance between family and work life. You spend so much time at work that often it can have quite an impact on the family, so we like to try and balance that out a little bit. Particularly the parents and caregivers associated with the kids. I mean, as much as this is about giving children opportunities, I think it's also about relieving some of the pressures on the parents, on the people looking after the children. You know, they sacrifice so much, they stress so much trying to find the money to help support these children. So for me, as a parent, that was the thing that really resonated with me, meeting the children in particular. I mean, they're such bubbly, lively, energetic, intelligent kids, and all they need is just a little opportunity. For us, you know, it was a no-brainer.
I mean, to have the water boy come along and have this sponsorship just to go, no, you can play and you can get new shoes and new clothes and, you know, anything that you need to ensure that you can play the sport that you love. You know, there's no words to explain what an effect that has on the kids.
And
words
also when
express.
the kids met the sponsors at the morning tea, like, I was just so impressed with the way every single one of them actually took an interest in the kids and engaged in conversation with them.
They genuinely cared.
They were genuinely interested in what our kids had to say. In a weird way, they don't actually think of their sponsors as adults. They're like, oh, those are our friends. Yeah. They think of them the same way they think of their friends at school, so that's been really rewarding as well. And that's how they think of you guys at the Waterboy too. Like, you know, those are our friends at the Waterboy.
We had a netball game against the Waterboy at my school, and that was fun.
The netball game that we recently played with the Holmes family, it was really enjoyable for us, and it actually helped us grow closer as a team.
Lots of the people there could jump really high, like they had teeny tiny trampolines in their shoes.
Oh my god, that was so much fun. Like, just watching the girls, like, I knew my girls were competitive. I didn't realise they were that competitive though. Like, going up against adults, Azarra was just like, come on Ellie, we've got to beat them. Like, watching the Waterboy staff get tired and have to sub out all the time, it was so hilarious.
We just want to convey that we're so pleased that we can be involved, that we can give you guys the opportunity to just participate, be involved, not worry about the things that come with financial pressures, just to grow and enjoy the experience, and just allow us to help and be part of it. It's just fantastic, and we just hope it's rewarding as much for the parents as well as for us to give.
Thanks, Tara, for sponsoring us and giving us all that stuff.
Thanks, Tara, for sponsoring us.
Thank you, Tara, for letting me play netball.
Thank you, Tara, for sponsoring my family and doing all the stuff that you have. I really appreciate it. Thank you to Richard and Michelle and Courtney and everybody at Terra Consultants for paying for my things that I do.
So we just really want to say thank you to Terra Consultants, Richard, Courtney, David, Michelle. You guys have been amazing. Everyone at Terra, you are amazing. I don't think we will ever fully be able to express the huge impact you've had on our lives as parents and our kids' lives. And yeah, thank you just doesn't seem like enough. But thank you.
The Water Boy with Laketon's stronger people, stronger communities.